Hoy toca hablar de padre, PlusOp. Cuando el juego ha tenido épocas bastante oscuras, épocas sin parche, yo creo que prácticamente todos estaremos de acuerdo en que ha sido PlusOp con sus torneos, sus subastas y su contenido lo que nos ha mantenido a muchos atentos para estar semana a semana todavía conectándonos al juego y jugar. Cuando hace unos cuantos meses PlusOp dejó de hacer streaming, tanto la calidad de lo que vino a ser los torneos como la frecuencia de personas que se interesaban por el competitivo. De hecho, la mayoría de torneos cayeron. El único torneo que quedó fue de vez en cuando el de Saber o los de Saga. Cuando PlusOp desapareció de TemTem, se creó como un vacío ahí de contenido, de falta de torneos y de falta de eventos importantes. Los eventos que él organizaba de manera semanal con sus torneos y que aparte de eso hace de manera mensual luego con los torneos más tochos de los que se han clasificado entre semana. PlusOp prácticamente lleva desde el principio del juego ofreciendo contenido y siempre con una actitud increíble. Se puede decir que es el número 1 de TemTem respecto a lo que es streamear y llevar la comunidad para adelante. Su Discord durante mucho tiempo ha sido un sitio mucho mejor para hablar que el propio server oficial de TemTem, un sitio en el que podías, por ejemplo, comprar y vender radares, tener debates mucho más abiertos sin que nadie te coartara a la hora de decir si algo te parecía de una manera o de otra. PlusOp ha sido una puta referencia a la hora de castear, a la hora de crear comunidad, de que todos estemos con buen rollo. El Discord de PlusOp y su streaming es donde realmente la mayoría de gente durante mucho tiempo se ha juntado entre comunidades y era como un punto de unión entre todos. Yo tengo muchas ganas de que vuelva a suceder realmente esa unión y esa hermandad que había alrededor de la persona de este pedazo de personaje, porque PlusOp, los que no lo conozcáis, que seguro que sois muy pocos, os estáis perdiendo a un puto crack. O sea, tiene labia, habla varios idiomas, o sea, español, por ejemplo, a mí me ha hablado un montón de veces, siempre está sonriendo, o sea, ahí lo estáis viendo, siempre está sonriendo, aparte de un tío guapete, y es el tío que si el día de mañana Crema tuviera que pensar en un streamer o en alguien con quien colaborar, a alguien a quien darle contenido para que lo dé a sus suscriptores, PlusOp debería ser el principal foco de Crema para darle cualquier tipo de apoyo por encima de cualquier otro youtuber o streamer grande que pudiera entrar luego en TemTem, porque el trabajo que ha hecho PlusOp y el tiempo que le ha dedicado al videojuego creo que se merece el respeto y sobre todo que Crema le tire alguna, pues eso, alguna cosita, porque él se lo merece más que absolutamente nadie. Voy a aprovechar de que la semana pasada un compañero mío que se llama Szax jugó un torneo de él, llegó hasta octavos, que perdió contra mi maestro, contra Subaki, y pues básicamente juega contra Turbi, que es una partidaza. Os la voy a dejar ahora mismo también para que podáis escuchar a PlusOp y pues eso.
Tamers have Gayales, let's go!
Oh, interesting. Okay, this would be the first Vex and Chocobo, or as we say, Shimurian, of the tournament that we see here today. And I can't really recall off the top of my memory of Turbi's team he played in the last tournament, but is looking pretty well-rounded, is looking pretty good meta, right? He has the Rotor, Mooflank, Yalis, Lowali, Tokon, Minotaur. So yeah, Turbi is in it to win it. Let's see if he's locked in, and can he take down Szax here today? He is on the blue side, so let's see what Szax wants to go ahead and ban.
Yeah, we'll have to see what kind of Vex this is. I believe it has Arcane Rapid Harrier, if I remember correctly, so can be definitely tanky one way or the other.
Yeah, I just know it has access to like things like Savage Suplex and Ninja Jutsu, so that little the little TemTem right there definitely packs quite the powerful punch, right? So not to be underestimated. And of course, I know Turbi probably has played his fair share of Vex in the past, so he probably knows what to do here. Let's see how he wants to start off his team. He might be leaning toward that Gyalis, but that does leave the window open for Szax here to just pick up the Tokon. Tokon doesn't feel too bad. You know, Turbi has Platimus, but Platimus is also a toxic TemTem, right? So a wind burst into a tornado most likely will take it all the way down. So, okay, starting off with the tried and true Rotor. I like this.
Yeah, just a solid pickup here just to see what the double is for Szax. And it's up to Szax to either gamble to sort of stop that second pick for this Gyalis Minotaur or Platypus with some win, or play something a bit more stable. And so the Kinu picked up here for Szax, so opting into that stability. Yeah, Vex. So yeah, just straight up solid opening here.
Yeah,
but will allow the Platypus.
Definitely solid indeed. I was almost thinking he was kind of leaning towards that Nidrasil, right? Nidrasil seemed like it was okay. You know, has those toxic ticks for the rotor, but perhaps he was scared of the Lawali, right? Maybe that hypoxia coming in from the Lawali was a little bit frightening for him. So yeah, I think the Vex is a solid pickup here. I'm leaning that Kinu might just be a protector Kinu, so buffing up that nice defense and special defense from the beginning. And I do like the pickup from Platimus, right? Platimus is effective into the likes of Rotor and this Tokon, but that's if it stands the test of time and doesn't get banned here. So let's see, because Tokon, as a lot of tamers were rated right now, everyone has them in like the S tier category, Blue. Have you seen that?
Sorry, which Tem is in the,
Tokon,
in the S tier?
the Firebird, the Fire
Oh, yes, of
Turbine.
course. Yeah, Tulkan. Tulkan is, always, I believe, has always been good, especially with that opening burn. But Minotaur and Wolflang picked up here for the side of Turbi. And rolled their last.
And there we go.
It
It looks like the pick and bans has already come to a close. It is time for the actual matchup here. Turbi versus Szax. Let's see who's going to be taking it down for the Swiss round number 2, of course. And man, Blue, everyone and their mother, no pun intended, running mom's lunch, right?
Yes, sir. You gotta. Somebody's gotta eat, and applying exhaustion to everybody on the field is definitely quite the benefit. I mean, now Turbi will have to manage the kind of stamina he's going for. This is kind of why I sort of said that this is a bit more stable for the side of Szax. Of course, not accounting for mom's lunch. Just quite solid in general, of course, unless Toxic Ink comes through from the Platimus into the Kinu or otherwise, but just a bit more unassuming. Beta Burst will come through from the Kinu, doing a decent chunk of chip damage. Reactive Vial instantly popped for Mr. Benkei, aka the Wolder, and the Rotten Goo applying so much damage, and that seize on that Kinu.
Yeah, so not able to have mom's lunch, doing just a little bit of damage, but Vax with the head ram, taking down the rotor near that 50% mark. So it's going to be taking a little bit more than 2 attacks to take that big old rotor down. So slight edge over here to Turbi's side. He looks in a good position. Kinu can't really dish out any pain. Vex perhaps got that Savage Suplex online, but it shouldn't be doing 53% damage on anything here. Perhaps on the Platimus, but of course it's already at 100%. And on the Turbi side, Platimus does have Aquatic Whirlwind online, so if he shoots that over to the Vanks, that should easily be doing around 50% or so. But that's kind of a straightforward play, so Szax is no slouch himself. He probably has some idea that AWW is online, so he might perhaps be leaning towards that Nidrasil, right? Nidrasil to eat up that water cannon, or rather the water technique, seems like a nice little thing. And then you have those allergic spreads online for the next turn, right? Just to start chipping away at the rotor as well. So we'll see if that's what he's thinking here.
Yep, saving the Kinu here. Will be swapping in for that Nidrasil. So swapping out the Kinu in place. And the roller will be swapped out as well here for the side of Turbi. Will be pulling out that Minotaur with a curious move. Rotten Goo with a synergy will be applied onto that Nidrasil. These will still go through. And the Savage Suplex on the Minotaur with the Mental will sort of just absorb that. Exhaustion, though, is going to be a bit of
relevant, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a bit relevant here as well. The Vex is neutrals.
Definitely, I think so. And hey, fabulous read for Turbi, understanding that his rotor is already neutralized, right? So it would have taken a big Savage Suplex regardless either way. So knowing it was most likely the intention from Szax swapping into his mental TemTem to eat that so effectively, right? Barely doing 25% damage. So good understanding for Turbi. And now the tables have turned, or how you used to say, Blue, the turns have tabled.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Indeed. So Black Hole is online, and that is staring that Vex right in the face. So let's see what Szax wants to try to retreat, because I don't think he should keep the Vex in, right? It's going to take so much damage. So perhaps something like the Shimurian, just to try to dish out the CPG the following turn, might be the most reasonable line of play for Vax here.
Absolutely. The Shimurian, the ostrich, as I saw it, I was like, that's an ostrich or an emu. I mean, one or the other. The Australians in the chat will let me know which one is which. But still, the platypus will be swapped out for that Lowali coming in here. I believe trying to read a swap here. Rusher will apply to that Minotaur though, so just a straight up double swap here from Turbi. And yeah, Vex will be swapped in for that Shimurian as expected. But the Ninja Seal, I believe, will do some poking here. And it will! Straight into the Lowali as well! That is a huge read, dealing a significant amount of damage. Lowali already below 50%, and that Toxic Tick going to melt away at it. Hypoxia, even if it trades into the Ninja Seal, I'm pretty sure this Ninja Seal should survive. So Lowali already down to its last legs and unable to trade here.
Yeah, you know what? In just one single turn, Esvax kind of flipping the turns here. I love it, right? He took the gamble. He said, you know what? I'll do some neutral damage to Platypus. It is okay, but hey, catching the Lowali with his pants down as it just entered it and already finding himself under half HP. So really well done for S here. But hey, Blue, as you said, Hypoxia trying to threaten out the Ninja Seal, catching the Vex and not doing very much.
Arcane Wrap as well. The Goring will be absorbed. And the Frond Whip into the Roller. The punish for that move. And Turbi really just, unfortunately, did have to commit into that Ninja Seal with the Hypoxia. But Szax reading the, shall we say, the clear play. Instantly swapping out the Vex. Just absorbing all of that damage. The Vex still has all of its moves, I believe, active now. Savage Suplex, even on the table. So Lowali's definitely going down here. But it will have one move to go. And, well, the Roller low as well. So,
yeah,
Turbi,
you know, I
believe
Xvax should be outspeeding here. The Shimurans tend to be running pretty speedy here. You know, the one thing I worry about is Lowali having the strange vest, but hey, forget the speed. Lowali can be fast as well, so doing about 30% on the bird. Let's see if he goes for the Savage or the Ninja Jutsu. So, man, Blue, Lowali outsped a Ninja Jutsu with a normal priority move. Can you believe that?
That is one fast Lowali, and the CPG goes brah, brah, brah. Will try and pick up the Lowali, but it's too tanky. Lowali showcasing the beast stat line of this Tem. Absolutely eating that for breakfast. The Platypus will be on the field here, but the Chimurian should be alright. So, will be perfectly fine here. But the Vex as well, again, still has Savage Suplex, still has a couple of moves to just inflict as much damage as possible. I think Szax will be all in it to make sure it does just absolutely punish Turbi, who is trying to bring his way back into this game.
Yeah, definitely. You know, speaking of the bird, and it looks like Mr. E.T. letting us know that is a cassowary. I believe that's how you say it. I'm not too familiar with my birds. But of course, I will trust E.T. on this. Speaking of the bird, it is posing quite the threat for Turbi. You know, he doesn't have any fire TemTems, and it doesn't look like he has any true effective damage for the Shimurian, so not too shabby. Let's see if the Toxin Showers will be catching the Vex here at that 20%. Not just yet, but at least you have that invasion for the next following turn.
Absolutely. The Vex surviving, the CPG absorbed, but the Hand Ram as well. The Poke! Absolutely destroying the Platypus. The Vex, as I mentioned, it's just committing all of its resources. It didn't even overexert. Plus, it has another move. Still Savage Suplex available, and it has had so much value in this game.
Yeah, that is an understatement to say the least, but hey, however, Turbi hasn't used his Aquatic Whirlwind just yet, so without Ninja Jutsu on the Vex here, an Aquatic Whirlwind should be able to take care of that final HP remaining. However, it's a little bit of a tough decision because you know that Ninja Seal just hanging out in the back line at 80% HP can easily swap in, replace the Vex, and absorb that Aquatic Whirlwind. Honestly, it probably doesn't even do 10% on this Ninja Seal or something crazy like that. So that's a little problem for Turbi. How does he want to approach this turn? Let's go ahead and find out.
Murian with that disgrace, but determined Platypus going to be perfectly fine here. Minotaur does come back out. Murian will be swapped out here for the Kinu. And we have the mom's lunch as well. Flying exhaustion on both. So just trying to force so much stamina investment on this Bullflank. And the Vex is uncontested! It just inflicts 50% damage onto that Minotaur. And again, the Vex, he'll take that any day of the week.
Well, remember, it didn't start at 100, so I think it was about like 25%, because that would be insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, it
Oh,
still
half
inflicted
damage,
it's some good damage nonetheless, of course. But
Yeah.
because of that mom's lunch, I even think it would have overexerted without the mom's lunch. It will be going down. But as you mentioned, Blue, already getting so much tremendous amount of value from that Vex. So I think it did his job. It can go ahead and be with Nurse Joy a little bit down the road.
Absolutely. So, again, right now, Turbi in the deficit in terms of HP, but we'll see how he can push this to his favor, because the Kinu most likely will be swapping out here for the Chimorian again. But the question will be, what does Ninjasil can do? Because again, there's not really anything Turbi can do to. Oh well, the Goring will apply the sacrifice as well, ensuring that this Ninjasil goes 3 for 3 on both defenses, and the piezoelectric blow will strike as well. It's definitely intended for the Kinu, but unfortunately did sacrifice. Toxic Ink just chip away at the Minotaur. And
Man, it is always such a sight to see, right? Piezoelectric blow, the strongest technique on the Minotaur, barely scratching the Ninjasil. I believe it only did 9% or so, so incredible. That +3 defense making it count. And you know, Blue, speaking of Ninjasil, it is such a troublesome TemTem for the likes of Turbi Squad here. I don't know, you know, these two TemTems right here, Blue, it seems like nature Tems might be posing a bit of a problem for Turbi, right? He has no toxic remaining, or you know, Platypus is a toxic, but Shamurian is also a crystal TemTem, and Ninjasil is a toxic TemTem, right? So toxic won't be doing the job here. He really needed to perhaps prioritize that Lawali's health a bit more, because without the Lawali, it is looking pretty grim for Turbi, I will say.
Base jump, just trying to trying to do as much damage as possible, but the CPG was going to secure the Minotaur one way or the other. Toxic Ink will slowly chip away at the Moflank, and unless by some miracle this Moflank is going to gain all of its stamina, or at least be able to get enough stamina to push forward.
The greatest item in the game. I'm not sure if you guys caught it, but refreshing Diabolo procking on the Ninjasil, healing up the Shimura.
It's my life, my problem.